Alright, what's up YouTube? So, I've been watching a lot of videos on YouTube, primarily about preparation, government collapse, stuff on that subject. And you see a lot of those videos are primarily based on weaponry and specifically firearms and storage of ammunition, etc., etc. And don't get me wrong, that is great. That is awesome. That is a key point and key aspect that you want to look at when you're talking about preparation for government collapse and tyranny and the such. But you don't see many videos about protective gear and gear in general. I take that back. You see quite a few videos about gear in general, but not specifics. And not too many of them. I mean, surprisingly, there's not a whole lot of them. So, I figured, what the hell, I'm going to do a video. I've got the gear, got the general equipment. I'm going to do a video primarily based on the protective aspect of when shit hits the fan. And I say when because I don't believe there's an if. I believe with everything going on, it's a when. So, as you can see, I've had my camera primarily focused on this vest right here, which this, as you can see, is a Condor tactical plate carrier. It is one of the considered concealable plate carriers. When you put it on, it's not quite as concealable as you would think, but it's definitely concealable. It's definitely lightweight. Right now, I don't have the plates in. Right now, I cannot afford the $600 plates, level 3 plates that really would be required for such an instance. But as you can see with this, I've already got mag pouches on it, and I plan on getting a lot more gear, a lot more attachments for this vest. But as you know, I'll explain as is right now. As you can see, we have a lot of loops for MOLLE gear. That's what these are. They're MOLLE mag pouches. And as you can see right here, it's kind of hard doing this one-handed, but as you can see it right here, there's Velcro. It's got a little flap. That's where you'd open up in the front and you stuff your plate inside. Now, the plate carriers are for the extreme. These are for life or death situations, for extreme situations where you need the utmost protection. Bulletproof vest, stuff like that. And keep in mind, there are many, many different aspects on plate carriers. There's the one I have here. There's ones that have the side attachments, which this does not have. It's just straight buckle. There's one that have groin plates. There's ones that have back plates. There's ones that have neck plates. There's a bunch of aspects of plate carriers. So that's one thing that you can look into. As far as the plates go, if you want straight up military grade, they're set in stone that they will stop such and such caliber at such a far distance, yada yada yada. You are going to be looking at some pretty expensive shit. I think the cheapest I've seen for a pair of plates for a plate carrier like this is like $350. I mean, it's going to run you pretty high. But if that's what you want to go for, by all means, if you can afford it, go for it. Another suggestion, if you can get a hold of the equipment and the tools to do so, you can cut quarter-inch, half-inch plates of steel that'll fit into this. They're not going to afford you as much protection, but it's better than nothing. It's probably pretty much guaranteed going to be heavier, though. That's one downfall. So like I said, keep in mind there are many, many aspects as far as plate carriers are concerned. Now, another piece of protective equipment that I have is a flak vest. Now, a lot of people say, oh, it's flak vest, it's Kevlar, it's bulletproof. Not necessarily. I mean, I've seen so many videos, and it makes me laugh. So many videos of people shooting a flak vest with 22, then they go 9mm, 45, up and up and up until they see a complete blow through. And most of them are doing it incorrectly. Kevlar, it's a cloth. When it's hit and it's not on something solid like a person's chest, it's going to bend, it's going to absorb the impact a lot better. So those videos that you see that are like that, unless it's on something solid, don't take the complete word on it, because it's just going to get yourself in trouble. You're going to get yourself hurt if you're thinking, oh, it's bulletproof, I'll be just fine. And don't be stupid and go and test it out on yourself shooting. I won't even go into that, because I would hope that people aren't that fucking stupid. Anyway, these, they can run you in general between $50 and about $80, $85, $90. One of the more affordable aspects of chest, back, neck, shoulder protection. Now, like I said, they're not full-on protection. That's not going to stop a 7.62 round. It's not going to do that. 7.62 is going to blow right through this shit. But it's better than nothing. If you can't afford plate carriers, which that's something I forgot to mention. Plate carriers, depending on where you get them, I mean, you can get them as cheap as $30, depending, if you shop online and get a great deal. And, I mean, they can run you as high as, I think I've seen a plate carrier vest. It didn't specify whether it had the plates in it or not, but I've seen one of those. I've seen some of them go for $600, $800. They can get pretty damn spendy. This one, if you're interested in it, I believe this one was I want to say $45. I chose it, but somebody else bought it, so I don't remember exactly how much it was. Anyway, back to the flak vest. It will afford you protection, especially against shrapnel, which moves at a much slower velocity than bullets, than most bullets. So anyway, there's that. Next, I want to go to Kevlar helmets. This is a genuine Kevlar helmet. It's pretty damn solid. As far as their protective quality, it honestly, you have to go back to the age of it. These newer ones have a lot better stopping power than the older ones. Some of the older ones, yeah, definitely, they'll protect against a glancing blow, a semi-direct blow, but most of the older ones won't. Depending on the caliber, it's not going to stop a direct blow. Direct impact. But it will still afford you a lot better protection. I mean, I may be saying pros and cons about all this stuff, but that's because there's always pros and cons for everything. I mean, would you rather have something that'll protect you for the most part, such as, I believe this one, I don't remember what year the guy said when I bought it, but it's, I believe it's a 90s model. Not that old, but it's older. So anyway, would you rather have something that mostly protects you, or just have your bare head and one bullet, you're done? So you got to think of that aspect as well. Kevlar helmets, the cheapest I've seen them going for, which is, like I've seen some on Craigslist, some guys are selling them for like $75, which can, depending on your budget, that can be a little spendy. But that's honestly pretty damn cheap for these. I've seen them, easily $400 for the newer ones, the newest ones. They're pretty damn expensive. when you're getting the newer ones. But you got to remember, the newer they are, the better technology, the more protection. As far as your eyes go, right here, these are honestly just regular Scott snowboarder goggles, but they work. I mean, they'll afford some protection. Not the best, obviously, but they will afford protection. And you can even go with sunglasses. You can go with biking goggles. I mean, you can go with pretty much anything that can afford some protection to your eyes. The downfall on goggles is it limits your point of view. I mean, your peripheral vision is limited in pretty much every aspect, up, down, and side to side. But it's better than nothing. I mean, I'd rather have a little bit of limited peripheral view than, have a stray piece of shrapnel hit me right in the eye and I'm blind. But anyway, as you can see in the camera, I do have an Alice pack, which I'll get into that in a later video. There's a lot of gear in there. There's a lot of weaponry as far as knives and such go, ghillie suit, etc., etc. And later on, it's not a very good view because I'm using my phone because that's the only camera I have. But I have quite a decent amount of other gear, and I'll get into that in a later video. So I just figured, I'd give you guys that viewpoint, show you some stuff, give you ideas on what your options are. Just with anything, like anything else, don't 100% take my word for it. Don't go straight off and say, oh, okay, well, that guy said this, and go for it. Don't do that. I don't do that with anybody, what anybody says. Take it upon yourself, check it out, get some ideas. So for now, that's all I got. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like it, dislike it, comment, whatever. Just give my point of view, and see where we can go. Stay strong, America.